Hermeticism is not merely a philosophy. It is a bridge between the finite and the infinite, an ancient roadmap to divine understanding. Its essence is found in the quiet whispers of the universe, a reminder that everything is connected, that the vast cosmos and the depth of the human soul are reflections of one another. To approach Hermeticism is to step into a timeless current, a living tradition that seeks not to conquer the mysteries of existence, but to live in harmony with them. Hermeticism draws its name from Hermes Trismegistus, a figure cloaked in the luminous fabric of myth and mystery. But who was this enigmatic teacher? Was he a man, a god, or an archetype? Hermes Trismegistus is a fusion of the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth, both revered as keepers of knowledge and intermediaries between worlds. Thoth, the ibis-headed deity of ancient Egypt, was the patron of writing, wisdom, and the sacred order of the universe, while Hermes of ancient Greece, the cunning messenger of Olympus, embodied intellect, eloquence, and discovery. Together, these figures merged in the cultural melting pot of Hellenistic Egypt, where Greek and Egyptian intellectual traditions intertwined to become Hermes Trismegistus, the mythic source of Hermetic wisdom. Historical scholars may tell us that Hermes Trismegistus was not a real person, but rather a symbolic figure, a poetic creation of the ancient mind. And yet, his reality transcends history. He is as real as any idea that has shaped the collective soul of humanity. He lives in the Hermetica, a collection of mystical texts attributed to him, and in the teachings that continue to ripple through esoteric traditions. Among the texts attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, the Corpus Hermeticum holds a place of honor. These writings, preserved through the centuries, are dialogues between Hermes and his disciples, weaving metaphysical reflections on the nature of reality, the divine, and the human journey. In Poimandres, the opening dialogue, Hermes receives a vision of the divine mind, a luminous being who embodies the source of all creation. The divine mind reveals the cosmos as an interconnected whole, where the spiritual and material realms are not separate, but reflections of one another, emphasizing humanity's role as a conscious participant in this divine emanation. It is a creation born not of separation, but of emanation, a process where the one extends itself outward, manifesting all forms and realities, while simultaneously drawing them back into unity. In the Nag Hammadi scriptures, we find a short Hermetic text known as the Discourse on the Eighth and Ninth, which has been restored into modern versions of the Corpus Hermeticum and takes this journey even further, describing an ecstatic ascent through the celestial spheres, conceptual realms representing stages of spiritual purification and enlightenment. These spheres, seen in Hermetic and Neoplatonic traditions, symbolize the layers of existence the soul transcends, shedding the impurities of the lower world to unite with the divine. The Asclepius, another key text considered to be a companion to the Corpus Hermeticum, explores humanity's unique role as both divine and earthly, a co-creator capable of both profound wisdom and devastating folly. In Hermeticism, this co-creator role signifies humanity's ability to shape reality through thought, intention, and action, mirroring the divine's act of creation. This dual role carries immense responsibility, as it demands alignment with cosmic principles to channel wisdom and avoid the destructive tendencies rooted in ignorance. But Hermetic wisdom is not confined to the Corpus Hermeticum. The Emerald Tablet, with its cryptic proclamations, distills alchemical truths in just a handful of lines. Historically, this text has been revered as a cornerstone of alchemy, influencing both medieval and Renaissance thought. It encapsulates profound ideas about the unity of existence, the interconnectedness of the spiritual and material realms, and the transformative processes that mirror the creation of the universe itself. As above, so below, it declares, echoing what would later become the Hermetic principle of correspondence. This tablet is not to be confused with the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean, a modern creation attributed to Maurice Doreal in the 20th century. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth have captivated modern readers with their mythic narratives of Atlantis and cosmic wisdom, offering a more poetic and expansive vision compared to the concise alchemical focus of the ancient Emerald Tablet. Philosophically, the ancient tablet emphasizes universal principles and transformation, while the modern work delves into reincarnation, higher dimensions, and spiritual ascension. While the former offers ancient insights into the unity of existence, the latter expands into Atlantean mythology and cosmic narratives, captivating New Age seekers with its poetic grandeur. Another treasure of Hermeticism is the Stobaeus Hermetica, a collection of fragments preserved by John of Stabaeus, a 5th century scholar who compiled a wide range of philosophical and literary texts. His work ensured the survival of these hermetic fragments, which emphasize ethical living, the unity of the cosmos, and humanity's responsibility to align with the divine order. These texts emphasize ethical living by guiding humanity to act in harmony with divine principles, encouraging virtues such as justice, humility, and self-control. They also highlight the unity of the cosmos, portraying existence as an interconnected whole, where individual actions influence the greater universal order and urge humanity to align with this sacred balance through conscious intention and ethical behavior. They are a reminder that Hermeticism is not only about metaphysical speculation, but also about how we live and move within the sacred web of existence. Perhaps the most well-known Hermetic text is actually a fairly recent creation from the early 20th century. The Kybalion, attributed to the mysterious 3 initiates, distills Hermetic philosophy into 7 universal laws: mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. These principles are not merely abstract concepts. They form the foundation of modern Hermetic thought, weaving together the mystical and the practical to guide seekers in understanding the universe and their place within it. These principles are practical tools for navigating reality. They teach us that the universe, God, or what modern Hermeticists call the All, is fundamentally mental in nature, that patterns repeat across all levels of existence, and that mastery lies in harmonizing with the rhythms and dualities of life. Mentalism reminds us that all is mind, much like how a sculptor's vision shapes the marble into form. In daily life, our thoughts act as the tools that carve our experiences. If we hold intentions of harmony and focus, the reality we craft reflects those qualities, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. This principle challenges us to consider how deeply our inner world influences our external experiences. Whether through the lens of personal transformation or the collective shifts in society, it highlights the power of focused intention. By becoming mindful of our thoughts, we can actively reframe challenges, create harmonious relationships, and ultimately align with the creative forces of the universe. Correspondence shows us the mirroring of microcosm and macrocosm, where the patterns of the universe are reflected in the smallest details of our lives. For instance, the structure of an atom mirrors the solar system, with electrons orbiting a nucleus just as planets orbit a star. This principle invites us to see how the inner workings of our own minds can echo the grand movements of the cosmos, emphasizing that by understanding ourselves, we can gain insights into the universe itself. Vibration teaches that nothing is static, that all things are in motion, whether on a physical, emotional, or spiritual level. In practical terms, higher frequencies can represent states of joy, love, and clarity, while lower frequencies correspond to fear, anger, or despair. By consciously raising our vibration through acts of kindness, gratitude, or creative expression, we can shift our emotional states and align ourselves with more harmonious experiences. Polarity reveals the unity behind opposites, such as joy and sorrow, which may seem like adversaries, but are deeply interconnected as parts of the same emotional spectrum. Recognizing this unity allows personal growth by helping us reframe difficulties as opportunities for deeper understanding, knowing that even the darkest moments carry the seeds of light. Think of temperature. Hot and cold are not fundamentally different, but are 2 perspectives of the same spectrum, differing only in degree. Imagine boiling a cup of water. As it heats up, it transitions smoothly from cold to warm to hot without any clear dividing line. This illustrates how opposites are identical in nature, separated only by gradation, a concept that helps us see unity in what appears to be duality. It teaches us that light and dark are not enemies but extremes of the same continuum. Rhythm assures us that all things rise and fall, and wisdom lies in riding these waves with grace. This might mean embracing life's highs with gratitude and its lows with patience, recognizing that both are fleeting and part of a larger cycle. By remaining centered and adaptable, we can find stability even amidst constant change. Cause and effect calls us to accountability, to recognize that every action ripples through the cosmic web. For example, a kind word or gesture can uplift someone's day, potentially creating a chain reaction of positivity, while thoughtless actions may sow discord, affecting relationships and communities alike. This principle reminds us that our choices shape not only our own lives, but the interconnected world around us. Gender, the final principle, speaks not of biological differences, but of the creative interplay between active and receptive forces that permeate all things. For example, in creativity, the active force represents the spark of inspiration or the initiation of a project, while the receptive force nurtures and develops this idea into its full expression. Similarly, in problem solving, the active force might be the decisive action taken to address an issue, and the receptive force would be the open-mindedness to consider feedback and adapt solutions. This dynamic interplay between the active force and the receptive force highlights the balance necessary for growth and harmony. Some scholars dismiss the Kybalion as a New Thought text rather than true Hermeticism, citing its modern origins and practical focus. They are not entirely wrong. The Kybalion does reflect the influence of the New Thought movement, with its emphasis on mental discipline and personal empowerment. William Walker Atkinson, widely believed to be the true author behind the pseudonym Three Initiates, was a key figure in New Thought, blending Hermetic ideas with a distinctly modern lens. Yet to dismiss the Kybalion outright is to overlook its role as a bridge, bringing ancient principles into a simplified modern form accessible to seekers of its time. It may lack the ancient depth of the Corpus Hermeticum, but it carries the spirit of Hermeticism into the practical realm of everyday life. Hermeticism, at its heart, is a path to enlightenment. It is not about accumulating knowledge for its own sake, but about awakening to the deeper reality that pulses through all things. It invites us to see the world not as a collection of separate entities, but as a unified whole, alive with divine intelligence. It calls us to ascend beyond the illusions of material existence, to remember that we are not mere fragments, but reflections of the infinite. To walk the Hermetic path is to engage in the great work, the alchemical transformation of the self. It is to purify the soul of ego and ignorance, to transmute the lead of base desires into the gold of spiritual understanding. It is to align oneself with the rhythms of the cosmos, to become a co-creator with the divine. Hermeticism does not promise an easy journey. It demands discipline, reflection, and a willingness to confront the shadows within. But it also offers the profound reward of awakening to the eternal, of becoming a living embodiment of the principles it teaches. In the end, Hermeticism is not a doctrine to be mastered, but a mystery to be lived. It is the whisper of the stars, the rhythm of the tides, the stillness at the heart of being. It is the recognition that the answers we seek are not out there, but within us, waiting to be unveiled. The path is both ancient and immediate, stretching from the dawn of time to this very moment. And as we step into its flow, we find that the journey is not toward some distant truth, but back to the essence of who we have always been. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.